Hey guys, it's Carrie here. Um, kind of wanting to do my update from out here, but then it's like raining outside. Uh, so this is pretty big. A week ago today, um, I was in the hospital and I underwent emergency surgery. Uh, where do I start with this? Um, I wanted to post earlier about this, but my recovery's been like pretty rough actually. So, I wanted to wait like at least a week until I felt a bit better. Um, so yeah, what happened was about a week and a half ago. I'd been having for the past 4 months some like issues like abdominal. I thought it was maybe an ulcer, um, or maybe just gastritis or something like that. Because I've had issues in the past with gastritis. So when I was having this abdominal pain, I figured that likely it was the same sort of thing. And I don't really have a family doctor, and I don't have anybody. I don't have a bariatric specialist following me right now since I moved. So for about 4 months or so, I've been having this abdominal pain, and it wasn't. I thought maybe I've got to watch my coffee intake or whatever. And then all of a sudden, just this one Saturday at work, it just got really, really, really bad. And the pain was to the point that like I was just like asking people at work where the closest emerge was in Niagara Falls, because I was going to be going there right after my shift. Went to the hospital. I was thoroughly convinced that I had an ulcer. Because it was like stabby pain in the front, and then the band across the front, and then it started going across the back when it got really, really bad. And I figured it was the ulcer. When I went to the hospital in Niagara Falls, they couldn't do anything for me, and they were not willing to do anything for me because I'd had bariatric surgery. So the doctor in Emerge there, immediately offered me morphine, because that's the most important thing. But I was like, I think it might be an ulcer. Can you test for H. pylori? And he's like, no. He flat out refused. And he just sent me home with a proton pump inhibitor, like a Nexium kind of thing. Nexium, painkillers, and a referral to their local surgeon that comes in to Emerge a couple times a week. So I knew at that point that if it got bad enough that I had to go back again, that I was going to have to go to Hamilton. Hamilton is the closest facility to me, which has a bariatric center. So amongst all of this, I was supposed to be going to California for my parents' 50th anniversary. And so I was kind of hoping it was an ulcer and just like, okay, let me hold up a few days until the PPI start working and I start getting some relief from the pain. But that wasn't happening. And in fact, the pain was getting worse. So I went into Emerge Saturday evening. Came home the same night. I think I tried going into work that Sunday. I'm pretty sure I tried going in. And then I could only hold out for 4 hours. So I could hold out. And then I was like, the amount of pain relief that I need is more than what I could take and still be able to drive home. So went home. And then Monday night, the pain was so bad and I started throwing up. Same thing Tuesday night. And at that point, it was excruciating. I was writhing in pain. And I was like, even though I know I'm supposed to be going to California on Thursday, I need to go to the hospital right now. And actually, I had to call a friend to take me, and I got really, really wonderful support from friends of mine in the bariatric community here in Niagara Falls, in the Niagara area. What would I do without my bariatric community? So my friend Linda drove me on Tuesday night. She stayed overnight with me that night and emerged. Right, first thing in the morning, they referred me to the bariatric team and immediately sent me for CT. As soon as they got the results back, they came in and told me that I was going to be having surgery that day. And it's funny because it's totally not at all what I thought it was going to be. I was sure it was the ulcer, and they came back and they're like, oh, your CT showed that you have an internal hernia. Do you understand? Do you know what that is? Do you understand what that is? You're going to be having surgery today. And so yeah, so this is when they went in there and actually did the surgery, they found it was that, I think it's called the Peterson's hernia. It's that space that is sort of like created in there when you have an RMY, that your guts jumble up in. And they also said it looked like it had been going on for a while. And I know it had been at least going on for 4 months because I'd felt the pain from it for 4 months pretty much. Pretty much since March, since I started going back to the gym around that time. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, or if it's just coincidence or what, but yeah. So that was it. That morning had a CT, and that afternoon I had surgery. Stayed in recovery overnight, and I think they discharged me like the next day. I was not in the hospital very long. Yeah, so like I had surgery, was it that day? It may have been the next, no, I think it was that day. I don't know. They didn't feed me at all in the hospital. I do remember that. And actually, when they wheeled me into recovery, I was in a bariatric unit and met a really, really nice newbie to the bench who just had her surgery that day. And that's Angela. Hi, if you see this. And so that was great to meet somebody new, and it was a nice distraction from the pain. So they sent me home with a bunch of painkillers. Basically, that's pretty much it. And so I've been recovering for the past week. My abdomen, again, more holes to add to the collection. One more complication to add to that collection. It was really heartbreaking not being able to go to California for my parents' 50th anniversary. But I'm very, very glad I made the decision that I did to go to the hospital when I did. Yeah, recovery has not been easy. I've had a lot of pain. I've been very sparing with the painkillers because I don't have a regular doctor. I know it's going to be a pain in the ass to renew the prescription. They didn't send me home with an awful lot. My area here in Niagara Falls, in the Niagara region, they have it's major issues here with addiction of fentanyl, just like everywhere else. And so they're very careful about doling out the narcotics. And so I didn't, I don't like taking that stuff. It makes me feel really unwell. And so I've been a bit more restrictive with all those pain meds. And yeah, so it hasn't been easy. It's okay. Apparently my phone keeps cutting off my videos. So yeah, as I was saying, I don't like to take a lot of the painkillers, so I've been trying to be a little bit more conservative with that. And just suffering through it, and it's going, but it's going slow. Yeah, so that's where I'm at for now. I'm a little bit concerned about how it's going to work out with work because my orders are to not lift anything over 15 pounds, which includes my dog, mind you, for 4 weeks post-surgically. And at work, we deal with very large amounts of food, obviously. Large pots and equipment. And like I've said before, it's a pretty physical job. And I don't know, they're going to have to put me on something a bit more detail-oriented, maybe. I don't know. So hopefully we'll figure out a way with that. And so far so good, at least. Although it might be slow going, at least everything is moving in the right direction. So hopefully that's it. No more complications here on out, please. That's it. I have an old update that I gotta upload, so maybe I'll do that after this video is done. But I need to put this in. Yeah, so big takeaway thing, if you're having any kind of abdominal pain, go to a hospital where they deal with bariatrics and do it sooner rather than later. I think if I would have held out and actually gone to California, it would have been a major problem. Yeah, and as it was getting much more acute, and so I think I was getting to a point where it was going to start cutting off circulation, because that pinching on the nerves and the blood supply is what causes all the pain. So yeah, that's it for now. Bye. Oh yeah, so yeah, takeaway. So yeah, get yourself to a hospital. Bye guys.